Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. If you're watching this on the replay, again, it is just me for today. And today we are going to be talking about the 5 mistakes to avoid when creating your signature program. These might seem overly simplistic. They're not. So let's not dismiss them, because avoiding these mistakes will really help you. Good morning. Good morning. Avoiding these mistakes will really help you to feel confident in the course that you're in the program that you're creating, and feeling confident that the way in which you will work with clients and patients is helpful. So that is what we are going to talk about. If you are just joining us, say good morning, say hello. I don't have my co-host with me, Laura, today. She is taking an extended weekend vacation. And so it's always good to have you in the comments to chat with you. And I hope that wherever you're watching from, whatever time it is, you're good. You are good. So say hello in the chat. I'm going to dive right in because this is important. So one of the things that keeps practitioners and coaches from, there's two main things actually that keep practitioners and coaches from creating their signature program. One, they don't actually understand what it is to have an online business and the place of the signature program. They don't understand what the signature program is. They just maybe dismiss it as, no, I don't want a group program, when that's not what it is at all. And they just, stay in the box of the transactional model that they were taught, that, selling time for money type of, I'm going to give you 60 minutes, you're going to give me $150, and I'm going to give you a long list of things to do, and then you're going to leave, and I'm going to try and get you to come back to book a follow-up appointment. And that is very much the healing business model that really doesn't work. And so that's one of the reasons that practitioners and coaches, yes, it's paint, I just realized. Oh, well. So that's one of the reasons that practitioners and coaches don't end up creating a signature program, is because they truly just don't understand the validity of it and the critical importance of it. And then the other reason that they don't create a signature program is because of overwhelm. Is because I don't know what to put, and I don't know if it's going to work, and somebody else has already done the program that I want, and I don't have client experience and all of the technology, and how do I get them, like 1,001 questions, right? Which fair enough, because we weren't taught how to work with clients and patients in this way, which is why I teach it, which is why I've been teaching it for a decade. And so what I want to talk about are the 5 mistakes to avoid when creating your signature program. And like I said, these might seem overly simplistic and obvious, but still we find them, right? This year alone, in 2020, we have co-created close to 600 signature programs. 600. That's a lot. That's many, many, many 600. That is many signature programs. And so it's really important that we are able, like we as in me, I am able to distill down the big mistakes that I see people making and share them with you, so that whether you decide to work with us inside of the 10K success system or not, you can avoid these 5 big mistakes, because having a signature program is critical in 2020 and beyond. If you want to have a successful online business, You have to have some type of automated program that is deliverable, that is delivered on demand. That is the only way that you can have a successful online business that is scalable. It's literally it's the only way. And we can talk about different business models. Sorry, let me just shut off Slack. We can talk about different business models in the sense of like having it delivered via a membership site or having this or having that. But like, if you want to have an online business, you need to be able to deliver the content online in a way that doesn't require you to be physically present with your patient or client for the most part. So let's dive in. I have them written down. Let's dive into the 5 mistakes to avoid when creating your signature program. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is not treating your signature program like a project. It's a freaking project. Project, tomato, potato, whatever, right? It's a project. It's a project, just like creating your lead magnet funnel is a project, just like, creating a flash sale campaign is a project. It's a project to start and finish your signature program. And so not treating it like a project with a project plan and timed deadlines for each part of it means that it's going to be overwhelming. And listen, this is coming from someone who is a starter, not a finisher. Like, I start things and I have a really hard time finishing things, especially when I don't have a deadline that I'm being held accountable to. So for me, when I want to do something, especially something as important as creating a signature program, which is the method by which you are going to deliver transformative results, you need some skin in the game to get it done. Otherwise, it's going to just carry on and carry on and carry on. And you're going to end up like my closet back there that still has the paint can in it from 3 months ago when I thought it would be a good idea to paint it and never then go back in it and finish it. Because there's no accountability. I don't actually need my closet. I have built-ins, right? I don't need it. I have no reason to go in there and fix up that room, right? So you not treating the signature program like a project is a really big mistake, because it will carry on and on. And for those of you that are watching and or on the replay, let me know in the comments how long you have been working on your signature program. Clients inside of the 10K Success System finish their signature program in 6 to 9 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 9, right? 6 to 9 weeks, let's just say. That's it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And we're talking about hundreds of people, hundreds of busy practitioners and coaches who work full-time, maybe in their clinic position and or have a full-time job, raising children, sick parents. We're not talking about like an 18-year-old with all the time on their hands, right? And so 6 to 9 weeks, that's all it should take. And the reason that you're not getting it done is because you're not treating it like a project and you don't have a hard deadline that you are being held accountable to hit. So that is mistake number 1. Let me know in the comments if you are making that mistake. Mistake number 2, and oh my gosh, first of all, can I just say, I am so guilty of this mistake. So, okay, mistake number 2, not creating the program before you go and worry about list building and promotion and the webinar and how you're going to sell it and what you're going to price it, how you're going to right? The mistake is thinking about everything that is needed to happen after the signature program is finished without finishing it first, right? without finishing it first. Heather's saying, I love the checklist in 10K and it's so gratifying to finish tasks before the deadline date. I know, right? That's why we did it that way. We chunked it down and we gave you project plans because it's a project in your business. All right. So that's the second mistake. The second mistake is worrying about everything else before your program is done. Listen, if you're going to have an online business, if you are going to have people from all over the world coming to you because you can resolve, fix, heal, support, whatever their problem is, and you don't actually have a way to do that, you can't help them. You might be giving amazing free content in your Facebook group. You might be putting up some wonderful food photography. You might be leading some amazing meditations. You might be worrying about your website and your logo and all of the technology and how much it's going to cost and what are you going to do and refunds. What if somebody asks for a refund? You're going to worry about all of those things and your program's not even done. And so what that does is that makes you go down this rabbit hole of worry and overwhelm and questioning and self-doubt before your program is even finished. You're trying to sell the thing before it's even done. And I know that our people, our 10K fam, they will tell you that so much clarity comes after finishing your signature program about your ideal client. So much clarity comes after you finished it that it's almost next to impossible to even know how to talk about it before you've even finished creating it. Heather's saying, yes, lots of carts before the horse. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have a method until your signature program is done. So what are you even talking about? It only makes sense that you don't even know. That's why you have a hard time talking about it. That's why you're trying to sell modules and a Facebook group. So that's the second mistake. It's, putting everything else ahead of actually the signature program. It's, and I know some gurus would say, sell it first, create it second. And I've done that many times. It is so stinking stressful. And I highly don't recommend it. It is so stressful to sell the thing first and then have to create it as people are going through it. I do not recommend that. I recommend that you spend 6 to 9 weeks creating it and understand that this is the process pre-revenue. This is the process in your startup phase in which you are. This is how it is, right? Okay, next one. So that was number 2. This next one is, which one do I want to say next? These two go hand in hand. That's why I was sort of deciding. So these two go hand in hand. They're two separate mistakes, but they are very much connected. The third and fourth mistakes are throwing everything into the program that like it's the kitchen sink. There used to be this restaurant called Lime Ricky's. Oh my gosh, I don't even see, when you have memories and it just comes, I don't even know where it comes from. There's used to be, and it was everything but the kitchen sink. And it was this float and it was called Everything But the Kitchen Sink. And it was I don't even know, $27. And this was back in the day, before any of us realized that this is not a good idea to eat. But we would go there on our birthdays and they would have these lime slushy drinks. And we would order for dinner this Everything But the Kitchen Sink. And it would come in this amazing banana boat bowl. And it would be this tub of things that would dramatically spike your blood sugar. And, and I just remember it was everything but the kitchen sink. It was a banana split and brownie and this and that. And it would make you feel so good while you were eating it. And then you would be on the couch for a day and a half. But it was great. And so this third mistake is the everything but the kitchen sink mistake. And it's shoving everything you know into this signature program, into this method that is supposed to make life easier for your clients and patients. And instead, what you're doing is you're actually causing them to be overwhelmed. And so the fourth mistake, and you'll see in a second why it's correlated or connected, is not learning how to teach in an online way. There's a big difference between being a clinician, whether you're a coach or a practitioner, doesn't matter, like talking at the person. So this is what I need you to do. You're going to do da, 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 and you're going to take these supplements, and here's your thing, and goodbye. Because that's how the transactional model works. Or even when you're in therapy, that's not coaching. That's therapy, right? That's not teaching. That's therapy. And so not learning how to teach in a sequential way and really only giving the must know information paired with actionable strategies that your patients and clients can execute on, throwing everything in but the kitchen sink and not knowing how to actually teach are numbers 3 and 4 mistakes out of the 5. And they're really big ones. And those two things alone is the fear of most practitioners and coaches that are legitimately holding them back. And it is because you don't actually know how to take your personal experience and your professional education and turn it into a step-by-step sequential method. 1, 2, first here's what you need to know first. Here's what you're going to do first. Here's what you need to know second. Here's what you're going to do second. Here's what you need to know third. Here's what you're going to do third. And so when they learn and do in this very methodical order, that will then translate to them getting a transformative result. But when you throw everything in and you don't know how to order it and you don't know how to teach and you're very clinical and you're very long-winded and you over-explain and you include way too much science and not enough practical application, your fear becomes reality. And the only reason that your fear becomes reality is because you chose not to invest in learning how to create a signature program that would then translate into results. You decided that you would do it on your own and therefore are going to make mistakes that you could otherwise avoid by investing in experts that know how to teach you how to do it successfully, right? And so it's the same thing with your clients. They're trying it on their own, and it's because they don't have the experience, they don't have the knowledge, they don't know what to do. And so they're coming to you for that type of expertise in the same way that you're coming to us for that level of expertise. And so 3 and 4, throwing everything in but the kitchen sink, like literally everything. We've seen signature programs that have like so many downloads and recipes and, just like so much teaching. Oh my gosh, so much teaching. And it's like, listen, like, do you even want to listen to yourself? Like, would you sit there and consume 47 minutes of a lesson? No, I don't think so. Right? And then the last one, which is twofold between your ability to deliver the outcome and marketing, right? And so the last mistake is not delivering what the audience wants, not delivering what they want. And what they might want is not necessarily what you know they need. And so what they want is to be skinny. What they want is to lose weight. What they want is to have flawless skin. What they want is to be told that they look pretty. What they want is the promotion. What they want is, I'm just trying to think, to get pregnant. What they need is what you do in your program. But at the end of the day, it's your job to deliver what they want. And so when you understand what it is that they want, then you can go and you can say, how am I going to make this happen? What is the method that I'm going to use to make this happen? And then what that means is that your marketing is on point, right? The positioning of your offer is positioned to target what they want, not what they need. And so it's twofold. You need to understand what they want, and then you need to understand what they need to have happen in order to deliver the result that they want. If they're coming to you, and I see this a lot, so if they're coming to you for weight loss and you're saying weight loss, you need to make sure that that program delivers weight loss. Otherwise, don't promise weight loss, right? And I see that a lot with like body confidence coaches. And I'm not saying that they have to do weight loss. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we need to position it differently so that you're not offering weight loss, because that's what they think that they're getting. Yes, Heather's saying I'm starting to script my lessons today, so this was a perfect reminder to keep it simple and doable. Yes, always think about what is the action that they need to take, not what do they need to know, right? What's the action? Because at the end of the day, what people want is something simple where they don't have to think and it works. Simple, simplistic, actionable steps. Even though you might not feel like the simplistic, actionable steps are valuable, and therefore the client or the patient is going to come to you and say, this isn't worth it. It is, because they're taking action. That's not going to happen. You don't value these simple action steps as valuable because you just do them automatically. You do them automatically. So it doesn't feel valuable to you. You're like, why would anybody pay for this? Because they're in pain and they don't do them automatically. They don't even know what to do. So don't dress them up. Don't make them more complicated than they need to be. So let me go through the 5 mistakes. So number 1, not treating the creation and finishing your signature program as a project, not treating it as a project, not treating it as an urgent project, not creating the program before worrying about everything else, putting the cart before the horse, big mistake. 3 and 4, throwing everything in but the kitchen sink and then not actually learning how to teach in a one-to-many format. And number 5, not delivering what your audience wants. So those are the 5 mistakes to avoid when creating your signature program. And if you avoid them, they will help you to move out of overwhelm. They will help you to stop feeling so dang frustrated that you're not getting anywhere. Because at the end of the day, that's probably, annoying, frankly. It's annoying to know that like you want this so bad and you're not getting anywhere. So I hope that provided some insight. I hope that was helpful. If you want to talk more about this, if you want to learn more about the 10K success system and how we work with practitioners and coaches to not only create and execute their online signature program, but help them build out their entire online business in 6 months or less, go and book your fast track call. We are so happy to chat with you. You can go to thewbh.com/fast track. Thanks, everybody. We will be back again tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.